I'm Ryan. This is my brother Daniel, and this is Rolls and the Family. And we are here with my 5-year-old son Tobias to talk about his top 10 games of all time. Woo! 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 You hyped, Toby? Hyped? We're hyped. There we go. The energy is palpable.
Oh my gosh.
If you're joining us and missed the first installment, we actually talked about Toby's 20 through 11, and we will have that linked as well as some links in the description to other kids game recommendations that we have on our website and other videos we've done. But we're going to get to hear from Toby himself.
Yeah.
What the 10 best board games of all time are. Are you excited, Toby?
Yes.
Excited to talk about these games. We will have these games all linked in the description below as well if you want to check them out for yourself. But I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Let's hear what your number
can't wait.
10 favorite game is.
Finger golf.
Finger golf.
Oh boy.
What's the slogan for finger golf?
You try to hit the ball and make it in the hole.
Yeah, it's like golf.
Yes, with your finger.
I was gonna
With
say,
your
that
finger.
was not a very clever slogan there.
Yeah, sorry. I realized as I said it that my son doesn't know what the word slogan means.
Okay.
But finger golf is a pretty unique game, right? It's literally golf, like on your table or floor, and you are hitting these balls and trying to get it into the hole.
Yes.
What are your favorite parts about finger golf?
I'm trying to make a hole in one.
And trying to get a hole in one?
Have you ever gotten one, Toby?
I think when we've played together on when we've done like a par 3 that's a little shorter. I think you have when we've been practicing. Maybe not in a real game yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you is it kind of hard?
Yeah.
It is kind of hard. It's funny because we talk about how it does such a good job of bringing golf to the tabletop. And part of what it does so well is you can totally shank it and have bad shots. And that's a lot
I need
of
more of that in my life.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been a fun one to play, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like making your own holes for it?
I do.
Yeah, because you kind of have the fairway mat and the green mat and the tee box.
And you can make hills.
Yeah, I actually really love that you can make the hills.
Yeah.
Just taking a little plate or bowl and putting under it. And man, it just looks, the way that mat goes over it.
Do they tell you that in the hey, grab a plate? Or did you just come up with that?
I don't know that I've seen, in a lot of the social media stuff, I don't know that I've seen a ton of hill stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel especially with the fairway mat, but even the green, it's so fun to put a little hill, and the way when you're putting, you can kind of play the hill and it'll kind of roll off the hill.
Into the hole.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
remember Evan when he put a hill right onto the hole?
Yes, we'll never let him live down, the guy that put the hole on a mound. And we all just did awful on that hole because unless you made it in the hole, you just rolled back down over and over again. There's also the trees, right? You can put the trees out on that course.
Toby mentioned Heroescape in the last video, but I think this game has a similar element of two fun parts of both the fun of building the thing, and then you get to play on the thing that you build. I know when I played finger golf, you just brought it out when you were visiting here recently. It gave me that same excitement of oh my gosh, I get to do whatever I want and then experience that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I was playing with another guy at our family reunion, and he was like, I'm not sure what I like more, building the hole or actually playing the hole.
I know. It's
just getting all into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this one, it has been a really fun one to add to the collection. Very, very different. And you've liked it so far, Tobes. Mm-hmm. Nice. No, makes the top 10.
No kidding. For a new game. Just got this. That's huge.
Let's see, Toby. Should we go on to your number 9?
Yes.
Alrighty. What is your number 9?
The Golden Ticket Game.
The Golden Ticket Game.
The Willy Wonka. Nice.
What book is this based off of?
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right?
Charlie.
And you really liked that book. So then we thought you would like this game. Do you want to get up on the mic here and tell us what you like about Golden Ticket Game?
Yes. You're trying to...
You're trying to get a lot of chocolate bars, right? Yeah. And why do you want to get a lot of chocolate bars?
Because you try to find a golden ticket.
Yes, at the beginning of the game, depending on the number of players, you secretly put golden tickets, and they're these actual like plastic chocolate bars in little sleeves, and then you shuffle them all up, and there's like 60 of them. And throughout the game, you're buying chocolate bars, hoping that you're buying ones with golden tickets, but you don't get to know during the game, right?
Yes.
When do you get to find out?
At the end of the game, you get to open all the chocolate bars and see if there's a golden ticket in them.
Is that pretty exciting?
Yes.
What was your face when you saw a golden ticket in yours? Were you so happy? Yeah, I think one of the times we played, it was like one of the last chocolate bars you opened had a golden ticket. It is like, I don't know of any other game I have that has quite the same dynamic of the end game of this. Yeah.
Remember when we did that pretend movie theater? Then after pizza, Mommy made us let's eat chocolate.
Yeah, we went full Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in our household for a while. Toby had us reenact the entire book.
Oh my gosh!
I played roles such as Willy Wonka and Augustus Gloop, among others.
Nice.
Who were you playing?
Charlie,
naturally. Yeah. But yeah, and Mommy made some homemade chocolate, and we had that, and it's just been, we had a Willy Wonka season. But this game, yeah, it's one my wife really likes. We actually found it at a thrift store and tried it, and it falls into this category of being attached to a very fun, well-known intellectual property, and so then it's fun to get to like kind of play that out with it. But just the excitement of that end game. Everybody's got their chocolate bars. Yes. You can increase your odds by getting more, but everybody's got a chance.
Well, Ryan, you were saying, what game has an ending like that? But you know what game does?
I know.
The one that started it all for us, Killer Bunnies, right? The reveal at the end of if you have the winning carrot. So it's very similar, exciting, ending like that. And you get that every single game. Every single game is an exciting reveal at the end.
Yeah, and the more strategically minded players might frown at this mechanic of like the scoff. That's what I'm looking at. The lottery mechanic at the end. Though it is interesting because it's not that different from other games with luck of there's things you can do to increase your chances, and there's luck factors. Yeah. It's just that all the luck is on the back end,
and
in that moment.
Every shop, you get chocolate bars.
Yeah, a lot of the spaces on the board, you can go and spend money to buy chocolate bars to increase your chances. Or if you end your turn with Willy Wonka, right?
You get
he gives you a chocolate bar.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's some light strategic tactics on how you optimize to get the most chocolate bars. Everybody's going to get chocolate bars, so everybody's going to have a chance. And so that actually has made it work well as a kid's game, is because it's like even if, you've
always got a chance.
Yes.
You always have a chance. So there you go. Yeah. The golden ticket game. Nice. Well, I'd say your number 8 is looking a little bit different here. What is your number 8 game of all time?
Thunder Road
Vendetta.
Oh my gosh.
Is this appropriate for 5-year-olds? Debatable, but we have fun playing it. You are driving cars, shooting at each other, blowing each other off the road. Yeah. What do you like about this one, Tobes?
I'm crashing other people and shooting them.
Yeah. It's just chaos, destruction, going over the hazards and seeing what happens.
Sometimes that's throwing, and sometimes it's like a bomb.
Yep. We actually just played this on our trip, and Toby seems to always find a way.
Yes.
And it came down to the end where it was just Toby and this other player, and the other player was on the final space of the track, and if they get the next space, they finish and win. And so it's like, oh, Toby, you have almost no chance here. The only way is if you go and fire at him, hit him, and then the damage happens to be something that changes it up that you have a chance. And lo and behold, Toby goes behind him, you hit him, and what did the damage do? Do you remember?
No.
The damage made him basically roll and move in a random direction, and he went into a house and exploded, and you won because you were the last car. It was crazy, and that's just an example of what's been so fun about this game, is I have so many different games where crazy things happen, right?
Yeah.
And do you like when your car lights on fire?
Yes.
What happens when it's on fire?
every time you move that car that's on fire, you roll the fire die, and if you get skull, your car explodes.
Yeah, you have 1 in 6 chance of exploding every turn.
The game has so many fun mechanisms like
and
that.
sometimes you get extra bonus 1 or 2.
Yeah, so when you're on fire, you also sometimes might go faster because you're on fire. That's just fun.
The game is so fun. Like, it really, they just did so many,
Boom. Boom.
Well, we were talking about in Thunder Road, your car can be on
Yes.
fire. Well, right as we said that, Daniel's camera overheated
Went
and
into
turned off.
flames.
So, it was at least on theme here. So, is there anything else you want to talk about with Thunder Road, Toby? Yeah. That's it. It's just a pure fun one.
It really is.
There's this just sometimes you just want to have a game where you're chucking dice and having crazy things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd say this may be the biggest difference between 2 games on this list.
Okay.
Because we are going from Thunder Road Vendetta to Toby's number 7, which is...
Crokinole.
No! Look
Chess.
at it. Chess! Close. They're both very wooden.
They are both wooden.
It's chess.
Wow.
Wow. So this is one...
This is amazing.
That is, surprising that he's playing chess. So who taught you chess?
Grandpa.
Grandpa. So your grandpa taught you chess, and you really like it, don't you?
Yes.
And what did you get for your birthday?
A chessboard.
You got your own chessboard.
Yeah.
So what is it about chess, Toby, that you seem to like so
You're
much?
trying to trap the king.
Yeah. And do you like how the different pieces move in different ways?
Yes, and I like getting 2 queens.
Oh, he likes trying to get 2 queens. Promoting
that's a
a
good
pawn.
move. That's a good move.
Yeah, you can do it.
Toby.
Yeah, so on our trip, he had a chess app on his little tablet. So you were playing some chess in the car, and I would hear back there cheers when you'd get the opponent's queen, or you would get another queen because you promoted a pawn.
Or checkmate.
It
always shows a star when I checkmate the other person.
Oh, in the app?
Yes.
So it's kind of funny how this has happened here, because his grandpa, my father-in-law taught Toby. They played a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, then we played a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I've never really explored chess.
Then we got a Mario chess set.
Yeah, you also got a Mario chess set, which was funny because we were mostly just getting it for the Mario figures to be decorations at your Mario-themed birthday party.
Yes.
But now you have a Mario chess set, too. But in playing it with you, it kind of piqued my interest in chess
and
a
at
little
Mall of
bit.
America, we got a little chessboard.
And at Mall of America, we got a travel chessboard. We are
nice
going down the rabbit hole here. And so as I've been playing with you, I'm like, I'm now kind of intrigued by this world of digging into it a little bit more. Played it with Daniel on vacation.
Piqued my interest.
Piqued it, which is surprising because it was a quick I wouldn't say it was competitive. But,
yeah. Who won?
But it was enough that Daniel was like, man, it's kind of fun to play chess, and your wife likes. So I don't know. There's been a bit of a chess fire awoken.
This might turn into a chess channel soon,
in our
so just
family.
watch out.
I feel like I've maybe been unfair in my opinions of chess, because I think if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said, oh, I'd rather play an abstract game that, has more variable setup, so it's not the same every time, or just has isn't so much about memorization. But here's the thing: if you're not that good at chess, or you're playing at a more amateur level, you're just playing at the level you're at, and you don't have to worry about a lot of that advanced stuff. And it is fun to move them around and try to look for captures and safety, and try to checkmate the other king. So Toby's on a chess kick. We're actually reading a book, Chess for Kids.
How are you actually?
We're trying to learn together. We've got our own home chess club now, me and Toby.
That's awesome.
Yep, so we're going to keep getting better at it, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, but makes the list at number 7. Impressive. And what are you going to say?
Almost everything you do, like every day, is we do something that is about chess.
Yeah, that has been lately, right? We either play chess or we read a little bit from the chess book.
Or you do some chess puzzles.
Yeah, I was doing some chess puzzles on my phone. Toby was doing some chess puzzles.
Man.
Yeah,
you know what they say? Watch out, Magnus. He's coming.
Watch out, Magnus. Magnus, when did he start? Let's see. Got to start training. But it is fun to see from the perspective of Toby that, like, there's just all these different games. To see that chess can rank number 7 on this list among a bunch of modern, games. It's just interesting to see what resonates with you. So there you go. Chess at number 7. Let's move on to your number 6, Toby.
Quest Kids.
The Quest Kids. It's been a little while since we played this one. Do you remember a little bit about how this one works?
Yeah, you're trying to fight all the monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is kind of like what I would call a My First Dungeon Crawl. Like, it's kind of the first kids game that's in this, like, we're all going into kind of the dungeon. There's all these cards face down in spaces, and you go to them and flip them, and you'll collect different cards, and you have to battle different enemies, or you have a quest that you're trying to do something, maybe collect something.
And maybe collect gems.
Yep, collecting the gems for extra points.
Yep.
And so it kind of feels cooperative because you're all just going in and doing this together.
Yes.
And it also feels that way because there's this kind kids mechanic where, like, if Toby's fighting a monster and doesn't have the right things for it, he can ask everybody else, and I could give him a power or magic card or something to use it. But for each card I give him, I get to draw a kind kid card, which usually the rewards are better than, what I gave away. So it kind of encourages the synergy of helping each other out because it's actually better for you if you help people out. And at the end of the game, it is actually scoring that somebody's going to win on doing the best.
It's kind of like on a team, but at the end, you're trying to see who wins.
Yeah, you actually score it at the end. So it's kind of this balance between cooperative and competitive. Yeah. Is there anything else you like about this one? It's got a giant board, which is probably the reason we don't play it more, because it's another one of those ones that's like we need to do it on the big full table. We can't kind of do it in our normal spot. But it just looks like a big... it is kind of fun to have a kids game that just looks big and kind of epic.
It looks like a giant.
Like a giant, yes. So Quest Kids comes in all the way at your number 6. Are we ready to get into your top 5 games?
Yes.
Here we go.
Best of the best. Tell us, Toby, what is your number 5? Remember the name of this one? Let me give you a hint. Ghost
Fighting Treasure Hunters.
Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. We've played this one a lot, right? What do you like about this one?
I like fighting ghosts.
Yes, that is an understatement. As Toby, you really got into Luigi's Mansion, right?
Yes.
You really love. We played the original one together.
Great game.
You now have been you've played Luigi's Mansion 3 a lot. And so the theme, this was a hot theme in our household. You loved this theme of going and sucking up ghosts. And so this kids game was a perfect fit. And it is a lot of fun. You're going into the house. You're trying to find the treasures and get them out. But you need to make sure you're killing ghosts, right?
Yes.
Because what happens? How do you lose the game?
If all the 6 haunted get out.
Yeah, if the 6 big haunted ghosts come out, and they come out whenever a third ghost gets added into a room. So it's got a little bit of, I would say, the pandemic DNA of this things popping up around the map, and when enough come in a room, it upgrades, and you need to kind of be monitoring it. And you're trying to balance that with this objective of getting things and bringing them out. And so a lot of times we'll lose just because we kind of focus too much on getting things out, and we didn't handle enough of beating the ghosts.
Yeah.
But then it's cool because we now play on the advanced mode that adds a couple other things. What are some of the things that we have to do in the advanced mode? Do you remember?
The advanced mode, you have to get all the gems in order.
You now have to get the treasures in order. You have to find number 1 and get that one out first, and then 2. And now the doors can lock.
Yes.
And that gets us a lot of times. You think you're going to go some way, and then the blue doors all lock. And so it's kind of got a little bit more of a dynamic,
that's cool.
Which is cool. But this was one, we were playing this every day for a while.
What's your guys' win percentage on this bad boy?
That's a good question. We probably win about half the time or so.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good challenge.
It's a nice sweet spot there.
We actually spent a little bit of time. We made a whole homebrew Luigi's Mansion expansion to this game with variable player powers and an event deck. And
oh my gosh.
We got to work on that more, Toby.
You guys got to go public with that.
Yeah.
We got to make Luigi and Gooigi.
Yeah, so
wait. Luigi is already finished.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get my wife to make better pieces for it because we have Luigi, Gooigi, Egad, who's the scientist guy, and then Polterpup, which is like the ghost dog that's in the game.
That helped me.
Yeah, and so maybe we'll work on that. Maybe someday we'll post it as like a homebrew mini expansion, print and play thing. Yeah. But we should play that again sometime.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But there you go. Again, this is one that at some point, this was probably his number one. Mm-hmm. But, things have changed a little bit. But still in your top 5.
Wow.
But bested out by number 4, which is a pretty new one, Tobes. What is this? Your number 4 of all time.
The Wizard of Oz game.
The Wizard of Oz
we just heard about
book
this one.
game. Yeah, I had talked about this in a top play.
Yes.
So you really liked the Wizard of Oz book, didn't you?
Yes.
And you've been listening to it. He's got the little Yodo that he can kind of listen to audiobooks, and he has Wizard of Oz on there.
Yes.
And so I could not resist but lean into this enjoyment of Wizard of Oz and get this very cool adventure book game where you get to go through as a team through the whole story of Wizard of Oz. What do you like about this one, Toby?
You tried to get away from the tornado.
In the very first one? Yeah. You have to finish everything before the tornado hits the house.
Yes. Dorothy has to go to the men house and then...
Yeah. She has to go to that house with the magic one, and then you need to make sure all the animals are all good using the farmhand.
Very thematic.
Yeah, and it's cool because each mission, you go to the next one, and then you're in Munchkin Land, right?
Yes.
You remember what you have to kind of do in Munchkin Land?
You try to find all the Munchkins.
Yeah, you have to get the Munchkins out on the little dance floor, and it's almost like a sliding puzzle that you have to get them in different configurations. So it's a very clever, it's cooperative, and it's a cooperative game that you're not playing for the challenge and it'll be so exciting if we win it. It's a cooperative game that has fun, interesting decisions, but lets you play the story. And it's fun to go through the story that you know and
on the third one, the Yellow Brick Road is maybe the hardest.
Yeah, because the Wicked Witch of the West comes in that one. That one's pretty tricky. So we've played through the whole thing, right? What do you think was your favorite of the 6 missions?
I think I have 2 favorites.
2 favorites.
The Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, where the Wicked Witch is throwing fireballs at us.
And the Wicked Witch Castle.
Yeah, the castle at the end. That one was cool because you have to storm the castle to try to go save Dorothy.
Before the timer runs out.
Yeah, before the timer runs out. So yeah, very cool series that Ravensburger has here.
When the timer runs out, the Wicked Witch is gonna kill Dorothy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
But what do they do to the Wicked Witch?
They melt her.
Melt her with water. There you go. So who knows if this one will, where it'll stay on the list as the interest in the topic kind of phases out.
Yes.
But it has been very fun during this time. All the way up to your number 4 of all time. But there's 3 that Toby thinks are
3 that are better.
Better. What is your number 3?
Tumbling Dice.
Tumbling Dice. This has been a hit in the family. Our family loves tumbling dice, don't we?
Yes.
What do you like about tumbling dice?
I like tapping the dice down the thing and get 6 on the floor.
Trying to get a 6 on the floor. Yeah, Toby is shockingly good at this game.
I have the highest record.
It is true. I have all the stats. Toby has scored, in a game is 4 rounds, you scored 172. If you've ever played tumbling dice, you'll know that is very high. And to keep it up for 4 rounds.
Yeah, what is that, a per die average there?
It's 43 or something?
Yes.
Jeez.
That's a lot. Or per round, it's 43.
Per round, 43, yeah.
So per die, it's over 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Do you like trying to hit other people's dice off?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever somebody gets on the ×4, Toby's always like, get that! Like, somebody get it!
Yeah.
Right?
This game is filled with just so much excitement.
Yeah.
But if someone gets to 6 or 5 or 4 on the ×4, I normally say, someone get that dice off the ×4.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Well, and it's got a great group element.
does.
Everyone's watching this and like, or a wall gets built up and it's like, I'll go and, use the wall and stuff.
And just the range of situations that this game can just work so well. We were just at our family reunion, and late at night, it was 11:30, and I'm watching, I wasn't in the game, but I'm watching a game of Tumbling Dice with our dad, who this is one of his new favorite games. His siblings and one of the siblings, like, wives, so... a lot of these, I hesitate to say older people, but grandparent age.
Once you're grandparents, I think we can call you that.
You earn the old badge. But additionally, our grandma, my dad's mom, so the great grandma who's in her 80s is playing Tumbling Dice and getting to see this other side of her that you don't often see of like kind of competitive. And I'm just going like, this is creating this moment, with this group that like you couldn't get without a game like this to set it up. So
usually we rely on cribbage, but
usually we do a lot of cribbage. But that you can play from some, in your 80s down to 5 years old, could all be in the game at the same time, having a great time together.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So Tumbling Dice, great
game.
choice, Toby. We've played a lot of Tumbling Dice in the last 2 months. I think I'm in the hundreds of plays. But there are 2 better. Toby, what is your number 2 game of all time?
Super Mario Labyrinth.
Wow.
Super Mario Labyrinth.
I didn't realize how high this one was.
I know. This one has stayed as one you really like. It's based off of the original game Labyrinth. But you have the Super Mario version, because you kind of like Super Mario, don't you?
I do.
You like all the Mario characters?
I do.
What do you like about Super Mario Labyrinth?
I like getting the characters.
Yeah, which ones you're going to have to find?
Wasn't it amazing that I got all my favorites, like Mario and Luigi?
Well, it's not so amazing you got Mario and Luigi, because you always ask me to give you Mario and Luigi. So usually we give you Mario and Luigi, and then we randomly deal the rest of them.
Yeah.
But you got some of your other favorites, like Yoshi and Toad.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you like about... So in this, you have to kind of push the tiles, and it changes the maze to try to get to where you want to get.
Yes.
What do you find fun about that?
You try to get the characters on the board that match your card.
Yeah.
And if you land on that character, you flip the card over. And then if you get all your cards and you get back to your home, you win.
You win. Is it kind of fun to try to figure out what
Yes.
you have to do? Sometimes it's hard.
Yes.
This is actually a funny kids game to play with adults that haven't played it before, because the first time you play it, you're like, oh, kids game. And then you're going and you're like,
I was...
this is like really tricky.
Yeah, I tried playing it once and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thinker.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've gotten to the point that Toby and I, if we play to 6 characters and you have all of yours up, so you can do them in any order, but I only know my next one, so I have to do them one at a time. We are like perfectly matched.
That's awesome.
Like we many times tie where we both get back to our home on the same turn. And so that's been fun to... It's
cool.
nice when a kid's game has such a natural way to handicap it.
Yeah.
In a way that I can play literally as hard as I want, trying to get mine.
Right.
And we're pretty even. You beat me sometimes. But we've played this a lot, Toby, and it's kind of stayed as one of your favorites. Now, I saw online... I can't remember if it's Awaken Realms or another company that's doing a new big version of Labyrinth that's going to be like a campaign expansion with like things that change in the game, and it's a team game.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there's actual, like, the walls are actually, like, up.
The walls are actually 3D.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, if Toby still really likes Labyrinth, it might be hard to pass on that because we would have a lot of fun with that together, wouldn't we?
That sounds sweet. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
But there you go. Super Mario Labyrinth holds on. It's been in regular rotation for like a long time now, probably almost a year, and still is your number 2. But there is one game that has been crowned Toby's favorite game of all time. What is it, Toby?
Crokinole.
It's Crokinole.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, Toby, tell us what do you do? What do you do in Crokinole?
You flick the little disc and try to get in the hole as many points as you can.
Yeah, try to get in the hole. What if your opponent has discs on the board?
Disc on the board. You have to hit the disc.
Yeah, you have to hit the other person's disc. It's such a simple but brilliant mechanism.
It is.
That, you're trying to make it in the hole in the center there, but once your opponents have discs out there, you always have to hit them. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a strategically clearing theirs off the board while also trying to get yours closer. It's way more fun than it has any right to be.
It's so fun, yeah.
And Toby is shockingly
oh my gosh. Like
good at it.
Yeah, so Ryan just wipes the floor with me. So then when I was out there visiting, me and Toby played, and I did win, but my gosh,
close.
it was close. And Toby, there were so many times where I was trying to, just do these, put my discs like far on the other side. So I'm like, there's no way he'll be able to hit it. Toby, you were just firing that thing through there and nailing it. I was very impressed.
It's been an amazing example of like watching.
Hey, but remember that?
Yeah.
When yours was like other side, like
way on the other side.
Yeah, way on the other side. I just went through the corner. I just hit yours off.
Yeah, there's been many times where I'm like, Toby, that you could try there. This is a really tough shot though, and he just nails it. And I'm like, that was really impressive.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, this has been a great example of watching someone like start from zero and with intentional practice, like how good you can get with repetition. It started out that you would get all 12 discs and I would play with only 8 and I was still winning like every time, but it got to the point where you were beating me. So then I went to 10 discs and I started winning again, but you kept getting better and then we're beating me. And now we play 12 discs against 12 discs. You haven't quite beaten me yet, but I'm playing fully as I would play against anybody else.
Yeah.
And he is holding his own in there. We have had times where at the beginning of a round, we go back and forth and make like 7 in the hole in a row.
7
Yeah, do you remember like that time that we just kept, I made it in the hole, you made it in the hole, I made it in the hole, you made it in the hole. It was pretty amazing.
It's not a game you would normally think of for like a kid's game,
Yeah,
but
and it's been hanging on my wall, waiting.
Yeah.
Remember the first time I ever played Crokinole?
Uh-huh.
I will be able to flick.
Yeah, you were still just trying to figure out how to flick right.
Was I like doing this?
I don't know, but you've come a long way.
Have you guys ever done 2v2 as well?
I don't know have you played in a game where we had 4 people yet? You watched us playing it a little bit. But that's fun too, and that'll be a fun thing to try.
Yeah,
I know we're going to be
fun.
vacationing with my wife's side of the family, who my brother-in-law on that side we've played Crokinole a lot, and he hasn't seen you play Crokinole. We're going to have to bring the board and do some good games,
Little
maybe
does he
play
know
some 4-player.
skills.
Yeah, we've been training back here. So I don't know. Toby might be. I don't know if anybody's got any other Crokinole playing 5-year-olds out there, but if there's a junior
Best
world
in the
championships, I've got a pretty strong player here, and we need to play some Crokinole because we haven't played it the whole time we were on our trip, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get. I've gotten a lot of Crokinole in the last. It went from like being hardly played the year before to I think Toby and I have played it over 100 times in the
Holy
last
cow.
year. Amazing. Toby, that was awesome hearing about your top games of all time. If you enjoyed this, we may do this again next year. You might get to hear about how Toby's favorite games moved around. It can be interesting to see how, as he grows up, what are the games Stick around for him. I know I'm interested.
When will
to see.
Agricola move to the top?
Hopefully, give me a year or two.
That's the question.
We'll have Toby playing Agricola.
These are my favorite games. There's more videos that you can watch next year.